happened. And yes, 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 this episode was freaking amazing, guys. Oh my gosh. Things happened that I wanted to happen, things happened I didn't want to happen, things happened I was like, didn't know I wanted until I saw it, a new character was introduced. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out right now, okay, guys, I'm sorry I'm not being as, well, normal as I usually am, but, guys, this was, oh my gosh, I will talk about everything that happened. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, the review will start. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get started now, and I needed my time to fangirl, and I might just start fangirling out during this, when I talk about all the things I want to talk about in this episode. But can you blame me? If you've obviously seen the episode, so you know how amazing it is. Especially the ending and the promo for the next episode, which doesn't come back till January 22nd. But I will survive. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 Know what? Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna start it. Okay. Okay, so basically the rape investigation is happening, and Francis, and all these men are being brought that were suspicious of, and what do you know? Castleroy was arrested, and I got worried. I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to kill Castleroy and then continue the Greer-Laith love story? Because first of all, the Greer-Laith love story is expired. It's expired. I'm sorry. It was good while it lasted. I liked it. They were cute, but Castleroy and Greer are better. But now some things are gonna probably happen that I don't want to happen. So basically, and Laith finds out about this, and of course, and Laith is a good guy. He's a good guy. So he goes to Francis, and he says, he brings up, remember how you took away my lands to give to Narcisse? Well, you said you were gonna make it up to me. And I want you to release Castleroy, because at first Francis was like, no, and then Francis agrees, is like, this is what you want? And Laith is like, yes, and so basically, Castleroy's free. Yay, nothing's happening to my sweet Castleroy. But Castleroy, guys, he has to leave France now. And he and his children are leaving France, but Greer's like, she has to stay for Mary, and yeah. So basically, yeah. So Castleroy's gone, so are his kids, but they're gonna be safe. But now it's like, are you serious, Rain Riders? You're gonna bring up, are you gonna bring up the Greer-Laith love story again? Because there's like, Castleroy's gonna be gone. Obviously Greer loves him, but now it's like, now that Castleroy is going to be gone for a while, those feelings for Laith, they'll come back up again, and this whole love affair will start again, and yeah. Also, before I move on to a new topic, know what, Greer, I don't know what, she should not have said, Castleroy, you need to convert back to Catholicism. Like, I know what happened to Mary was bad, but that's like, those are a few extreme, like, radical Protestants that did that to Mary, and it's like, that was totally and completely unfair of Greer to command that of Castleroy, who was given her everything when she didn't really deserve anything. Though she did get, I'm not saying she didn't deserve all of it, but she was way more fortunate than she deserved. But yeah. But for Greer to demand Castleroy stop being a Protestant, that is like, sorry, Greer, I lost respect for her then, but for that moment, I still like Greer, but that was like, for her to demand something like that from Castleroy, that's just not right at all. Okay, now the next, okay, Francis finally reveals the truth to Mary. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. Finally, it's like, at this point, at first I was like, oh, come on, Francis, why are you doing this? I mean, okay, first of all, I have to make this thing. Obviously, all the shit that happened is Francis's fault, but Mary's not completely blameless. She should not have killed Narcissus' son. That's all I'm saying. I'm not bringing anything about that. So yeah, that's all I'm saying about that, but she should have not killed Narcissus' son, because, I made my point. Mary and Francis were both being too vicious too fast. Mary's not as much as it anymore, but Francis, definitely. But yeah, Francis reveals the truth, and, well, finally, it's like, us fans, we've been asked, even the people who don't like Francis, we've been like, for the love of Jesus, Francis, for the love of Jesus, tell Mary the truth. But seriously, but Francis finally tells the truth, and it's wonderful. Okay. And also Mary, she reveals, because obviously we knew Francis and Catherine knew, but she tells her ladies, and of course they're all sad about it, and yeah. That's all I really can say. They're all like, oh my gosh, and that's why Greer told Castleroy he needs to convert back to Catholicism, and yeah. Don't have anything to say about that scene. This is the first, like legit conversation they've had in several episodes, but honestly, I don't think they have chemistry together. Like, those four girls, like, the ladies and Mary, they don't have chemistry. I'm sure they're good friends on the outside of the show, and they, like, hang out, but on screen, they have no chemistry. I might be the only one who thinks that, but I think it, and hope maybe some of you feel it too, but their chemistry, it's like, but yeah, I'm glad Mary's not keeping it secret. Like, I mean, girls, we talk a lot, though, but something about that, no, but I'm glad that Mary told them, because it's not a secret she kept, yeah. Okay. I hate Francis. I still hate Francis. I hate him even more after this, but he is turning into a tyrant. He's like, when the rape investigation was going through, and all those prisoners, like, the prisons were getting fuller and fuller, and Francis is like, no, let's just leave him out to die, and just, like, on a whim, he's like, oh yeah, there's like 12 men, blah, 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 and he's like, oh, hang him, and it's like, he's turning into his father, and not in the good way. I mean, as crazy as Henry was, and as bad, some of the bad things he did, he was still fun. I mean, he had a great screen presence, but Francis doesn't. But yeah, and so Francis, okay, and also, Lola reveals to Francis that Mary told him about the rape, and she reveals, she's like, I know Narcissus deserves blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Narcissus he didn't have anything to do with this. I mean, at least I don't think he had anything to do with this. But anyways, and she basically said where Narcissus might be. Lola, you bitch, you traitor. Why'd you say that? But yeah, though I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about this. And Francis just beats the crap out of Narcissus, but Narcissus gets a few punches too, and I was like, don't kill him, Francis. Like, I was yelling at the TV. I hate Francis so much. He's so freaking, I hate him. I want to punch him in the face. But anyways, and then we see the last scene of Francis in this episode. We see Narcissus, my beautiful Narcissus, is all beaten up, and he's chained, like he has like a collar, and it's like Francis is like, he told them that Mary knows about everything and all that, and he's like, basically he's like, oh, Narcissus, you're worth more alive than dead, and he's like, now he basically said, you're my puppet now, like, after, and I'm like, oh, great. Now this is all coming back to Narcissus. Now Francis is freaking... Ugh! Now Narcissus is gonna be Francis's bitch. And I'm like, no! No! I don't want Francis to have the upper hand in anything. I hate him so much. I'm already ready for him to be killed off. I said it. I'm ready for Francis to die, but probably at the very earliest by the end of the season. But yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. But really, this is all I have to, this is the stuff I want to talk about the most. Okay. First of all, Catherine's finally, she's seeing those ghost girls back again, and first of all, the acting, they had lines this episode, like, they were bad. I might be the only one who thinks this, but I thought those girls were horrific. They were just bad. I'm sorry, they were so bad. They were shit, and they're basically like, and Catherine tells them that she knows why they're there, and she knows that, tells them that Claude, stuffed those roses down her face. So any of you who had, like, they don't think, even though it was totally obvious that you don't think that Claude had killed the girls, now you know for sure Claude killed those twins. And yeah, and basically, Catherine goes to Claude and offers her gold to go, and a purse full of gold, and offers her that she can go anywhere she wants, Rome, Paris. And also this thing is like, oh, you're talking as if Paris and Rome are like they are today, and not back then. It's like, I don't know, Rome was really corrupt. But yeah, and Claude refuses, and then of course, Catherine leaves, and Kenna has something snooty to say, and I was wanting Kenna to have more to do. She didn't have a whole lot to do this episode, but from the looks of the previews, it looks like she's going to have a whole lot of issues, which I'm excited to see her have more to do, though it's stuff she might not want to have to deal with, but hey, something to do. She's not going to get into politics, there's no way, but I still want her to have something to do. But yeah, and so basically, Catherine's she keeps on seeing these ghost girls, and finally, Catherine mixes this potion into, like, soup, and first of all, it's like, what is that? Is it poison? Is it truth serum? Is it roofies? What is it? And yeah, so she basically tries to make amends with Claude. Well, Claude might see it that way, and she feeds, and Claude eventually gets a sip of that soup, which Catherine feeds her. It's like, Catherine, you're feeding your daughter her own poison. And we learn it's not, I don't know if it's poison, but definitely, it's probably roofies. And later we see Claude have the scene with Bash. She's all like, looks all drunk, and Catherine, and then like she falls, and Bash catches her and goes to take her to bed. And Kenna's there, and it's like, oh God, Kenna, no, Claude, please, a Claude, Kenna, a Claude, Kenna, Bash love triangle, like, no! I don't want that. They're brother and sister, it's wrong. I've already had my fill of brother and sister affection in Game of Thrones. That's bad enough, but yeah. And then the last scene we see of Catherine, this episode felt like, before I get to that part, this scene kind of has, like, this episode kind of had a Lord of the Rings ending, like the third one. Like, the last few scenes I kept on thinking, oh, is it going to end right there? No. Is it going to end right there? Nope. If you thought that too, write it in the comments, or just, yeah, but yeah, basically, the last thing we see of Catherine in this episode, she's sleeping, and we see something happening under her bed, then later, Henry, the ghost of Henry, comes up, and I think he might be, obviously he's not alive, he's dead in the show, but definitely the ghost of Henry is back, and obviously he's not coming back, like, alive, but, like, the ghost, and of course only Catherine would see him, but, yeah, and Catherine, he's like, do you want this? And, oh yeah, and he also said, oh yeah, I'm not mad about the plot. It's like, oh, Henry. And, yep, and it looks like Catherine's gonna start having an affair with her ghost husband again. It's like, What? That is crazy. But first of all, you know how I said didn't really miss Henry, and then I rewatched the first season of Rain, and I also rewatched The Tudors. I only have one more episode left, and I realized, oh, I loved him as Francis Bryan in season 3 of The Tudors. And then I realized I actually do kind of miss Henry because I hate Francis so much. I'd see anybody on the throne at this point. But yeah, Henry's back. I didn't know I wanted this, guys, but now that it's here, I'm happy. I don't think he'll be here for the rest of the season, but definitely Henry will be back in his ghost form for several episodes. Oh yeah. I didn't know I wanted this, guys, and now that it happened, I am so excited. Like, yay! I know I'm fangirling out, but guys, can you blame me? This episode was so amazing. Okay. And for the last 3 things I want to talk about, I'm like, yes! Okay, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I can't help it. I'm just fangirling so hard. Okay. Okay, the last scene, Francis and Mary have a scene together, like the second to last Francis scene, you know, before he goes crazy and goes and basically tells Narcisse that Narcisse is gonna be his bitch now. But Mary basically says she blames Francis for what happened to her, even though Mary's not completely blameless. But you know, not in the whole rape situation, but in this whole thing starting. And yeah, Mary's like, no, we should live separate lives, and yeah, and I'm like, yes, I'm sick of Frary. I hate Frary. I hate Francis so much. I hate him. I want to slap him in the face. I want him to die soon, but probably not, and at least but he still I still want him to last till the end of the season. The very latest, the mid-season finale of season 3, which I bet there's gonna be a season 3. But yeah, though we probably won't know of it being renewed until like later, like sometime like February or March next year. But yeah. And so yeah, Mary and Francis, they're gonna live separately. They're still gonna be king and queen of France, and it's like, oh yeah. If you love Francis, well, sorry you had to go through me, like, basically saying how much I hate him, but you know what? I'm not ashamed of it. I hate Francis. I hate looking at him, and I just don't like looking at his face. I just can't stand Francis. But anyways, and so that's why Francis went all crazy on not crazy on Narcisse, but went to Narcisse was even angrier than he was. But you know what? I don't blame Narcisse at all. And I know the people at AfterBuzz, they're going to have a lot to talk about, and they're probably going to hate on Narcisse, and they're probably going to be like, yeah, Francis, I'm going to definitely have something to say. Though, if you don't watch AfterBuzz, watch AfterBuzz. They're great. They're the only big YouTubers who review this show. But anyways, I mean, AfterBuzz TV. Okay, but yeah. Okay, before I get to the last stuff I want to talk about, I was right. We saw Antoine de Bourbon. Yes, we see Antoine King the Bar. Yes, they cast a younger actor than I thought they would. I mean, because Antoine was like 12 years older than Condi, so. But hey, I don't mind. He was pretty cute. Definitely not as sexy as Conde. Definitely, no one is as sexy as Conde. Though Narcisse, woo. But yeah, yeah, we meet him, and I was like, yes, and he was like, and then he basically revealed, Antoine's gonna take care of business, but he says to Conde, is like, you were sent here to, like, befriend the king and get close to him, not the queen, and Antoine's like, oh, have you grown feelings for the queen? And Conde's like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, you are so lying, Conde. You are deeply in love with Mary. You are so in love with Mary. It's not even funny. But yeah. So yeah, Antoine, and I think he's gonna be the new villain. And but yeah, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about Antoine. Yes, and yay, and my rain history lesson was relevant. I'm so happy to the episode. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is the whole Conde and Mary storyline this episode. Basically, Conde, he finds out that the castle was attacked, and he goes to find that Hugo guy, that the money was given to by Castleroy, and they find him, Conde and a couple guards, they find him hung, and then Conde and Mary talk and all that, and like Francis is like, go find blah blah blah. I don't give a shit about Francis, but Conde and Mary's like, she wants to have something to do with this, and Conde's like, no, but it's like Francis, so they find the Lord Hugo's wife, and not the same one from season 1, a different Hugo, and she tells them all she knows about the guys and the people who did that to Mary, and yeah, so Mary and Conde, it takes a lot of convincing, but Mary convinces Conde to take her to find those guys, and they find them, and Conde, he's going in with his crossbow, and Conde looks so hot in this episode. He looks hot in every episode, but he looked damn fine in this episode. Woo! Yeah, I know, I usually don't curse, but Conde, okay. And they basically, Mary and Conde go to this house, and basically it ends up Conde beats him up, and Mary like confronts that guy, and basically through the body language and all that, and Conde realized that Mary was raped by that guy, and Conde's pissed, but no, Mary wants to handle it, and she wants them to hang and all that, and she basically throws her lantern on the guy and starts burning into flames, and she's like, we have to kill them, and so basically Conde goes in and kills the rest of the guys, and then together Conde and Mary watch the house burn. And okay, before I get to the last thing, a lot of people on Twitter are like, yeah, Mary rocks, and they're all like, Mary's so strong, and it's like, no, I don't think she's that strong, honestly. Like, I think I would have respected her more if she didn't do that. I think I would have respected her more. It's like, know what, you guys aren't worth it, Conde would have definitely handled it, but I would have respected her more. Now I'm like, I don't know. We'll definitely be talking about that more, because don't worry, I will still do something rain-related every week until the new episode, because I won't leave you guys hanging, okay? I promise. But yeah, I think I would have respected Mary more if she, restrained herself and didn't do that. But I guess she needs to get her anger out. And now it looks like that she's not going to be, like, sad anymore about it. Obviously, that rape thing, that'll never go away. It'll always be something she thinks about. Maybe she'll have nightmares. Who knows? But she'll definitely be better. And, like, she won't be, like, just sitting around, like, oh, woe is me, I was raped, She'll be, like, taking care of business. But it'll always be at the back of her head. And the last thing, earlier in the episode, we learned that Conde was wondering, did the letter get to Mary? And he's like, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. He's like, the letter was found. And he's like, oh, you can find it, get it off the dead body if you want. And it's like, he's like, no. And then the last scene, Mary's staring out the window, and one of her ladies' maids, brings her the letter sent from Conde, and I was like, yes, yes, yes! And Mary reads it, and we find out it was exactly what I thought it was. Conde reveals that he had to leave because he was in love. He couldn't marry Conde. He had to get distance because he fell in love with the queen. And yes, the episode ended right there, and And that, so now, I don't know how Mary felt. She didn't, her face didn't, she didn't look shocked or anything. I don't know what her reaction was, because we left it right after she ended reading the letter, and now it's like she knows, and it's like, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I was excited about that. And now since Mary and Francis are gonna lead separate lives, she'll be in France still, but they'll be separate for a while. I'm now like a Conde Mary affair is gonna happen. It's gonna happen now more than ever. I think it's gonna happen, guys. I'm so happy, guys. And then now seeing the preview for the next episode, which January 22nd. But I promise I will still do rain-related videos, so we can all keep sane, so we don't have to go crazy. I don't want to go crazy. I mean, I kind of am already going crazy right now just talking about this episode. But yeah, it looks like Antoine's gonna have a bigger role. I think something I'm like more than ever, something's gonna happen between Mary and Conde. I'm like, honestly, all I can say, but now it's like this episode was amazing. Best of the series. You know how I was in love with episode 5 of the season? Now I'm like, every story was relevant, and every story will happen, and it's like, I'm so excited, guys, just... Oh yeah, so now people stop, you know what, since Mary has gotten all her anger out about the rape, you stop being angry about it too. She's obviously always gonna think about it, but she is not gonna, like, be like, oh, woe is me anymore. So if she can start getting over it, you can too. But yeah, so what wonderful episode. I can't believe that we have to wait till January 22nd, but yeah. Fantastic episode. I can't wait to see the new one. But honestly, I think the time's gonna go by fast. But yeah, this is so exciting, and tell me your thoughts on this episode and your predictions. I'd love to know, and yeah. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.